Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Yes. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? Listen, Sleepy B is asking the important questions. She said, we all still here? No one's been raptured yet, have they? Listen, I don't think the rapture I don't think I'm gonna be accepted. I don't think I'm gonna be accepted for the rapture. Okay, I'm too much of a heathen and I ask too many questions. Okay. I'll be up there talking about some y'all don't have two-ply toilet paper up here. Like imagine being raptured and you get to wherever it is you going and they ain't even got no two-ply toilet paper. Or they don't have carnitas tacos. Okay. I'll be pissed if I get up there and there's no good toilet paper. Okay, if there's no tacos, you know what I'm saying? Or if they got like showers, bathroom showers, you got to take a shower in a tub instead of a glass shower stall. Like I would be pissed. I'll be pissed. Who designed this? Who set this event up? I need to speak to a manager. Okay? I need to speak to a manager. Where's the manager? I'm gonna be on the phone. Okay. I'm be on the phone. Okay, because certain things are beneath me. So maybe that's why I'm still down here because I will have a lot of questions. Okay. And I would not be able to hide my face. Okay. My face is gonna be like, I know you fucking lying. We up here in these terrible conditions. Okay. Yes. Starry eyed, humble hummingbird. Yes, my girl Starry Eyed and I, we be having our little kiki conversations. Yes, hello again, my darling. Yes, we're still here. We're still here with our good two-ply toilet paper. Okay. And an environment worthy of being in. Okay. Amen. Humble Hummingbird says, if I hear one more person speak on the rapture, I'll go nuts. Listen, I need you all to do me a favor. I need you all to do me a favor. If you see any wild and crazy videos as it pertains to the rapture, email them to me because we are going to have to review the spiritual psychosis. We're going to have to review the religious psychosis that's happening here. So, any and all wild, unhinged rapture videos that you see online, email them to me. Okay, email them to me. Okay. Mm-hmm. Hey, CN1. Sorry, I said yeah because all they supposedly have is milk and honey. I'm gonna want tacos and wings. Listen, listen. We got tacos yesterday. We got tacos yesterday, and I sure did have my carnitas taco about an hour and a half ago. It was real good. A little bit of sour cream, a little bit of green sauce. Okay, it was Taco Tuesday and Taco Monday for this household. Amen. Okay. Hey, Sweet Ace and Silhouette. Is it better than Japan? Because Japan is nice. Or Korea. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, send me the videos. Email the videos to me. And baby, any YouTube, Instagram, TikTok videos that you see about the raptor that are just wild, email them to me. Okay. And we can have a review session. Because honey, like, okay. Okay. Yes, Taco Man. I gotta go see the Taco Man. Yes, I saw the Taco Man yesterday. Delicious. Empress Kia member. Hey girl. Yes. See, Humble Hummingbird know what's up. She making some carne asada tacos tonight. Yes, honey. Yes, honey. Listen, babe ordered some 3 meat nachos. I think it's carne asada, carnitas, and chicken. Listen, I ate my taco earlier and I sure went to the fridge and took out his plate and I was eating off his I was eating some of his nachos earlier. Why? Because I can. Okay, because I can. I can do that. Okay. We shared a wealth around here. Okay. He know exactly what to do. He know to order enough food because he know I'm gonna come over there in that plate. Okay, he know I'm gonna come over there in that plate with my fork. Okay, talking about some mm, 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 mm. Yeah, so he know to order enough because I'm gonna be over there in that plate. Okay, I'm gonna be over there in that plate. Yes, baby. I thank you so much for renewing, honey. Yes, 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 yes. See, we love a generous husband. Okay, we love a non-broke but generous husband. Okay, he needs to be non-broke and he also needs to be generous. Okay, I absolutely be eating off his plate all the time. So yeah, I sure was in his nachos. I sure was in his nachos. You know, whenever he get back to the room, he gonna be like, "You was in my nachos?" Yes. He gonna be like, "Okay, cool. Okay, generous husband, not the stingy one. Okay, capital G for generous." Oh no, 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 honey. No, no, no. I'm being them nachos. I'm being them nachos. Matter of fact, I'm about to text him that I ate some of the nachos, and I'm gonna show y'all what he said. So let me tell you. I'm about to text him right now. I had some of your nachos. So I just texted him. I had some of your nachos, and wait, he gonna reply. He gonna say something like, "Okay, baby, it's plenty," or "I got them for us," or "Of course you were in there," but it ain't gonna be like, "Why you was in my plate?" I'm texting him right now. I'm waiting for him to respond, baby. I'm waiting for him to respond. But yes, 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 yes. I will absolutely smash the fuck out of his nachos. Yes, the religious psychosis. Mm-hmm. Q talking about forever share. That's right. We share. Okay, we share. Listen, my husband takes care of me. I take care of him. We take care of each other. But you better believe if it's some food, I'm gonna be in it. He gonna save the last piece for me. Okay, he gonna save the last piece for his loving wife. Okay, okay. Yes, yes. We don't do that over here. We don't do that over here. Y'all laughing. I am so serious. I am so serious. Okay, I'm so serious. Listen, he went to Chick-fil-A the other day and he brought me, he brought me some back. Okay. A generous husband, a generous spouse, one that thinks about you, thinks about the family. Okay. I think about him, he thinks about me. Okay, amen. Now I gotta order some more. Yeah, sharing is caring with the right folk. Teamwork make the dream work, baby. I'm waiting for him to as soon as he respond back. As soon as he responds back, I'm gonna show y'all what he say. Hello, 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 hello. Sorry, hello, hello, hello. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So let me remove that. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into the energetics of what happened the day Charlie Kirk was turned into worm food. Okay. I never knew who the man was until the day, until the day, okay, somebody signed him up for the compost pile. Okay. Somebody signed him up for the compost pile. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But somebody did. Somebody did. So we're gonna take a look at the energetics of how he has been transformed into worm food. Worm food. Okay, so everybody do me a favor, like the video, subscribe if you could hear my voice. If you are hate watching, hello. If you got something to say, come on in the chat and say it. That's fine. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Where is Taz? Don't blame Mr. Charlie. Cause Mr. Charlie is just the man, and he's doing the best he can. Everybody, okay, amen. Sing along. Yes, 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 yes. Listen, it wasn't my fault, and it wasn't your fault. Okay, don't blame Mr. Charlie. Mr. Charlie is just a man. Taz be taking me out. Taz be sending me to the upper room every time he plays that. I swear he does. I swear he does. I'm not gonna play it because that's Taz's thing. Taz, if you ever watch this, I love the comedic value that you bring playing that song. It tickles me to no end every time. All right, so let me bring in this chart. Let me bring in this chart, y'all. It is hilarious every time. Like I cannot I can't watch that. Like if I have to pee, I need to go pee first and then come back and watch it. Because I don't want to have no accident laughing. I don't want to have no accident laughing. I don't know who it was, but it was very tacky. It was very tacky. It was very tacky. But yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Very, 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 very tacky dragging that cross. But listen, he be killing me every time. Okay, okay. Mr. Hoodoo, he just wrote me, but I'm gonna show y'all what he said. I'm gonna show y'all what he said. I'm gonna show y'all what he said. Um, I'm gonna show y'all exactly what he said. That's why I love him. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna show y'all. He just sent it to me. See? Okay, let me show y'all what the man said. I told him I had some of your nachos. He said, "Awesome, enjoy." He said, "Awesome, enjoy." So, listen, mine absolutely has no problem sharing with me. Okay, okay. So let me show y'all what he said. Let me turn the camera on so y'all can see what this man said to me. I'm gonna show y'all directly from my phone. I'm gonna show y'all. Can y'all see that? Okay, we were talking about our flights. We got some flights coming up. He said he sent somebody an email. I said, okay, cool. I said, I had some of your nachos. He said, awesome. Enjoy. Okay? Awesome. Enjoy. So, like I said, we love a generous husband. We absolutely love a generous husband, a loving, generous husband. Okay. Mine to bring me back all types of food I can get in his plate. Ain't nothing that he has that I can't have. Okay. Meanwhile, some of y'all out here be dealing with people who won't even buy you a hot dog. So, it just is what it is. It just is what it is. So, yes, 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 yes. Okay, somebody got a testimonial. Somebody got a testimonial. We're gonna get into the chart real quick, but somebody got a testimonial. Come on, Empress. Empress said, "Can I update you on milkshake?" Yes, girl. Tell us. Tell us not what you can do for milkshake, but what milkshake can do for you. Come on, girl, with that testimonial. Come on, update us, update us, update us. Hey, Isis girl, update us on what's been going on with you and milkshake. Again, if you want some milkshake made by me, send me an email because I will be making milkshake in November. But I have to get all the supplies in October, and I'm only getting supplies for those who say they want a bottle from me. You say I'm gonna laugh. Okay, as long as it's some good money or something that came with it. Okay, you broke up with him. Okay, yes, 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 yes. Okay, you broke up with him. Okay, what happened? Where the money at? I'm sorry. You said I was gonna laugh. You said I was gonna laugh, and I did. You broke up with him after he cash apped you a stack. After he cash apped you a stack. Well, girl, you gonna have to give us some details. Okay, okay. Sorry, I said yes. I want some. Hey, Alikia, you buy two at a time. Email me and tell me that you want two bottles. If you want a bottle from me, email me and tell me you want a bottle because I will be collecting payments in October. Okay, I'm gonna collect payments in October, probably around the middle of the month. So maybe around like October 15th is when I'll collect payments because I have to order the stuff, I have to order the bottles and the other supplies and stuff like that to make it for you. The milkshake will be made in November. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, but he sent you $1,000, girl. Yes, girl. I love to hear that. I love to hear that. He sent you some money. Okay. He sent you some money. Yes, girl. Yes. Yes, girl. He sent you some money, and I love that. I love that. I love that. Let me send babe some kissy faces. Okay. Send them some kissy faces. Okay. You not signing up to be a hospice wife. Listen. Don't be old girl. Don't be old girl. Okay, don't be her. Do not sign up to be a hospice wife. Okay? But I'm glad you got you some money, girl. He need to take care of his health first. Out here trying to date and you need to take care of yourself. Yes, this is my email address for anyone who wants to email me and let me know that they want a bottle of milkshake. So I'll probably just make this like a yearly thing because that should be enough. Um, Milkshake to last you all a while. You really only need like one spray, right? But yeah. So let me run to the ladies' room. I'm gonna be right back, and we're gonna get into this chart, y'all. Okay. Not you had to change your number, girl. See, you're gonna have to give us the tea. You're gonna have to give us all the tea. You can't give us just a little bit of it and then nothing else. And let me run to the ladies' room because we gotta get into this chart, and I'm gonna be right back. So give me like it won't be 5 minutes, but give me a couple. Give me a couple. Hey, I'm back. I'm back. Yeah, Empress, you're gonna have to give us the full story. You're gonna have to give us the full story. But right now, we're gonna get into Worm Food's chart. Let's get into Worm Food's chart. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. That's babe calling me. Yes, yes, yes. My husband had to tell me he bought pizza. He bought pizza. He got meat lovers pizza because he know I like meat lovers pizza. So yes, yes, yes. The general husband. Okay. You said you had to change your number. Yes, 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 yes. Had to change your number. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not do a protection spell and enjoy your. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna have to take the comments down so we can fully look at the chart where everybody's in here, right? All right, cool. Girl. Okay. So everyone can see the chart, right? Everyone can see the chart. Listen, listen. This was I was in Utah when worm food got bumped off. I was in Utah when worm food got bumped off. And again, it was a thing on social media. I didn't see people talking about it. I was at the gas station, I was at the airport, I was, at the restaurants. I didn't see people talking about it. So to me, just the energetics, I think a lot of the energetics that we're seeing online talking about this, a lot of it, I think, yeah, some of it's from people. I think it's a lot of bot armies out there stirring up bullshit. But anyway, let's get into this chart. So I took a lot of notes. And I was just like, I know you fucking lying. Sometimes astrology is just so literal. Some people use astrology for, psychological, evolutionary practices, trying to, you know, do work around better human beings and all like that. I am, but what do spirits say? Okay, I am for the literal and energetics of what is happening, right? The literal actions and the energetics of what is happening. And I think him getting shot, I think it was you can see it in the chart, but I'm going to explain. So, all right, let me get my notes together. So, now what happened to him during the daytime. We can absolutely see that this is a daytime chart, right? If the sun is above the ascendant and if the sun is above the descendant, you have a daytime chart. So this is a daytime chart. So the sect light for a daytime chart is the sun. We see the sun here, 18 degrees of Virgo. Now, the most malefic planet for a daytime chart is Mars. And I want you to, kind of take mental notes as I'm moving along with this, right? The most malefic planet, okay? Traditionally, there are two malefics, Mars and Saturn, but the most malefic planet for a daytime chart is Mars, okay? At the time of this shooting, we can look at the ascendant here. Okay, the ascendant. Okay, we absolutely have to pay attention to the ascendant. The ascendant is 18 degrees of Scorpio. Why is this important? Charlie Kirk was killed in a violent way. He was shot. The planet ruling Scorpio is Mars. Okay. The planet that rules Scorpio is Mars. This man, he died in a violent way. He was shot. So looking at Mars is at 22 degrees of Libra. Now, you have, sometimes planets like where they are, sometimes they don't like where they are. Mars does not like being in Libra. Okay. Mars is exiled, meaning Mars is not at home in the energetics presented to the world by Libra. Libra is the opposite sign of where Mars is at home in Aries. 22 degrees. Okay. 22 degrees. This is a Mars that is unstable. So, absolutely, planning to bump somebody off in a crowd of people. That's unhinged energy. It's unhinged behavior. It's unstable energy, unstable behavior, especially as it pertains to what social events. This man was shot in front of a crowd of people at a college. Absolutely. Now, in this chart, because I work in whole sign house charts, in this chart, Mars is in the 12th house. This is significant because, okay, the 12th house is the house of hidden things, hidden enemies, spies, covert groups. Okay. Now, the suspect or the person that they are, charging or about to charge with this is Tyler Robinson. If you have been anywhere online paying attention to conversations as it pertains to the shooting and Tyler Robinson, there are a lot of people who are speculating, who are having conversations about something is not right with this incident. They have been talking about, whether or not he could, it was the right gun, was it the right bullet? Was this suspect, did he jump off the roof with the gun? Did he have the gun in his pant leg for real? They talking about the people, doing hand signs. Now they're talking about people who, took the SD cards from the cameras on the table. They talking about the crime scene wasn't there wasn't crime scene tape. The crime scene was not cordoned off in the way that it's supposed to be when there's an active criminal investigation. All types of things. All types of things. There is confusion, and I don't know. I have not psychically looked at this, but something tells me that something is going on here. Okay. Something tells me that something is going on here. So, this is the 12th house, hidden things, secret things, hidden enemies, people around you that you don't know they don't like you. Plans coming from um secret groups and organizations. Okay. This is 12th house. Okay. 12th house. I'm not saying that any of the conspiracy talk around it is true. I'm just telling you that I find it very coincidental that the talk is about who really did it. Did that particular country do it? Okay, because you had the leader of that country. Y'all know the one I'm talking about. The one with the blue and white flag that was created in 1945. The leader of that country, BB, was out here on Twitter talking about we had nothing to do with it, saying it over and over and over again. Okay. All of this talk about who did it, is this the right person? Why is the FBI not investigating correctly? All these things that are aligned with the thought process of a conspiracy of the deep state. This action occurred. Mars was in Libra at the time of this incident at this location in Orem, Utah. This was the 12th house, the house of hidden things. Okay? Hidden things, hidden information, secret enemies. Okay? So the astrology is absolutely literal. Now, it's also interesting because Libra, Charlie Kirk was someone that, his organization Turning Point was supposed to bring about societal change. He was someone who was aligning himself with people in the government. It is said that he was friends with Trump. Yeah, Libra covers all of that. Libra absolutely covers diplomatic relationships, relationships bigger than ourselves, and absolutely government, law, politics. So the astrology is absolutely literal. Now, let me, I want to take a look at, so we've looked at here. Let's look at the opposite house. Let's look at the sixth house. The sixth house, and you can see this is the talent triangle, right? This Neptune, Pluto, Aries, Neptune, Pluto, Saturn, Uranus. This is called a talent triangle. These planets, they are the energy is very harmonious for them right now, and it's going to be that way for a little while, going into 2026, maybe 2027. So these planets are absolutely influencing each other. And when you have this trine, these sextiles, this makes it easier for things to happen, makes it easier for things to occur. But I want to look at the moon here in this sixth house here. And this is where things kind of get interesting. When we're talking about a person, when we are talking about things that happen to the body, we are going to look at our closest planetary body, which is the moon. This moon at 28 degrees, 50 minutes. Okay, so we can round it up to 29 degrees. This moon, this event happened, the moon was pretty much at the anaretic degree of 29 degrees. Not only was this moon at the anaretic degree of about 29 degrees, because I could move the chart forward a couple moments, so it's the same energy. Not only was this moon at the anaretic energy of 29 degrees, it's in Aries. It's in Aries. Aries is what? The zodiac sign associated with Mars. So Mars, a dangerous, violent death occurred in a social setting in front of a crowd. The damage was done to this person's body. Now, the moon at that time was conjunct Chiron. Chiron is our wounds, right? Sometimes it's talked about metaphorically, sometimes it's actually literal. This man's wounds to the body occurred, right, from unhinged behavior, right, in an open college setting. Okay. Now, what I found really, really interesting is with this, right? Mars, because we have to look at the planets as well. Mars is in Libra. Libra is a sign that's ruled by Venus. Okay, so this absolutely happened on the world stage. But if we go back here, right? This moon, this Aries moon is on the cusp of Taurus. Okay. This moon is on the cusp of Taurus. This is important. This is absolutely important. Okay. It's absolutely important. So, the absolute unhinged behavior, but this is on the cusp of Taurus. But this sixth house, again, this is the sixth house. This is your day-to-day routines, what you're doing when you go to work. Charlie Kirk was Turning Point USA was his creation, his job, so to speak. So yeah, he gets fatally wounded in a violent way, something happening to his body. Okay. And the possibility of potential foul play. Potential foul play because people are just like, this shit isn't adding up. It's not adding up. It's not adding up. Now, I want to show you something. So I'm going to have to remove this chart. I'm going to have to remove this chart, and we're going to talk about why this Libra Taurus energy, why this is important. So let me bring in this web page. Let me bring in this web page. Where is it? Okay. Let me bring this in so I can share this with you all. Share screen. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let me bring this in for us. Okay. So we are looking at the website Encyclopedia Entries on Medical Astrology. This is the website of J. Lee Lehman, PhD. Lee Lehman is a very well renowned medical astrologer. I don't know if you remember a year and a half back, we had reviewed the video of the astrology of pandemics. The astrologer that was presenting the information about the astrology of pandemics, that was world renowned um, medical astrologer Lee Lehman. So we are on her website, right? So I was just like, okay, well, let's look at this. Let's look at this. So just like the planets and just like the zodiac signs have associations with characteristics, places, locations, actions, things like that, they also correspond medically in astrology. So let's let's look down. Because I pulled this up, I was just like, no way. No way. No way. So we're going down to medical astrology again. And this she wrote this in 2002. J. Lee Lehman, PhD, medical astrologer. Okay. So body parts assigned to the signs of the zodiac. Aries, head, face, Taurus, neck. Taurus, neck. Q. How did you get to Taurus and a neck injury? Remember, the planet Mars was in the zodiac sign Libra. Libra is the zodiac sign that is ruled by Venus. The partner sign to that is Taurus. It absolutely tracks. Absolutely tracks. Okay. Absolutely tracks. Now, parts of the body assigned to the traditional planets. Okay. So if we look at Mars, veins, he was shot in the neck, and that bullet had to have hit some important vein in his neck for him to bleed out and pretty much expire right there on the scene. Mars, veins, okay. Mars, the planet Mars was in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. Let's come on down over here. Venus also rules over kidney, small of the back, reproductive organs, and seed, and the throat. The throat is in the neck. Mars, veins, he was shot, and that bullet hit something. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. It's possibly it's the carotid artery. I don't know. Something important in the neck. Neck and throat, veins, throat. You literally cannot make this up. And these planetary rulerships, per world-renowned, famed, absolutely knows her shit, medical astrologer J. Lee Lehman, these planetary rulerships will be utilized either to delineate the effects through house rulership, or if a planet were particularly compromised in the chart. Mars absolutely was compromised in the chart. Mars was exiled. Mars was in the sign of Libra. It all connects and correlates. Now, let me bring up something to you. Let me bring up something else. So let me remove this. Stop screen. Okay, and bring the chart back in. I bring the chart back in, but I want to share something with you first. Okay, so share screen, get to the window. Okay, so I want everyone to remember what we're looking at here with the chart. Now, I want you all to remember, I said these things will be important. The ascendant was absolutely Scorpio, ruled by Mars. Mars was not in a good spot in Libra. Libra, which is ruled by Venus, but Venus also rules Taurus. The descendant, okay, descendant was in Taurus. Let me show y'all this. Let me show you. I have to bring something else in. So let me remove this. I got to bring something else in. Image file. Image file. I got to show you something. Now remember, Taurus was the seventh house. Okay, Taurus was the seventh house. Taurus was the seventh house. It's not gonna let me do it this way. It's not gonna let me do it this way. Okay. I'm still gonna bring it in. Give me one sec. Give me one sec. One sec. I'm bringing it in so y'all can see. Bringing it. Okay. So let me share this with you all. Present. Share screen. Window. Okay. Remember, we just saw Taurus. Was in the seventh house. So this is the sheet from, we can see it here, the same date and time, okay, as the event occurred. Now, remember, we talked about, if you looked at my video on Giorgio Armani, we talked about Al-Biruni, a Middle Eastern astrologer from way back in the day, and the Arabic lots, right? So let's look. Part of abundance? No. We need to look at the part of death. The part of death is what? The seventh house in Taurus. The part of death calculated for this event chart when Charlie Kirk was shot and killed is the part of death can be located in what? The seventh house, which is ruled by Taurus. How did Charlie Kirk die? He died from what? A shot to the neck. And we just looked at it. Let me bring the screen back. We just looked at it. Okay. We just looked at it. Taurus and Venus, this is the throat. Throat, neck. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Hold on one second, y'all. Hi. Yes, service, please. How are you today? You're tired. I understand. I understand. I'm good. So yeah, that was absolutely the part of that was Taurus. Okay, so do you see how this is like absolutely literal? This is absolutely literal. Absolutely literal. So let me bring the chart back in. Let me bring the chart back in. Let me bring the chart back in. Okay, y'all think about that for a moment. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, what do you all think about this? Okay. Empress says she got a question. What's your question, girl? Come on with your question. Because this is, listen, there are some people who absolutely, there are people who absolutely don't, there are some people who will look at and try to calculate death through charts. Um, it can be so varied, right? Most of the time, as astrologers, we're not going to look at that. But, but, absolutely, this, I mean, we just can't make it up. We just can't make this. We just can't make it up. So yeah, what girl? What's your question, girl? Let's get into these questions. So now there's another thing that I wanted to talk to you all about as it pertains to this chart. And I want to talk to you all about degree theory. So one of the most popular degree theories is the anaretic degree of 29 degrees, right? But there are other degree theories out there, and degree theory is astrological degree theory by astrologer Nikola Stojanovic, and he actually passed away in 2021. Right, I did used to see some of his work. He used to be on like YouTube live streams with another astrologer, but so he's the one who came up with astrological degree theory. Now, if we look at the chart, we can see Mars is at 22 degrees. Per Nicola's degree theory, per his degree theory, 22 degrees is the kill or be killed degree. 22 degrees per astrologer Nikola Stojanovic. He passed away in 2021. Per his degree theory, 22 degrees is the kill or be killed degree. The kill or be killed degree. Now, something else that I thought was interesting, 15 degrees per him and his degree theory, 15 degrees is the assassination degree. Why is this important? This is important because Mercury was at home in Virgo. Mercury is details, it's analytics, it's precision, right? We know people who are quote unquote like nerds and stuff like that. The information has to be precise. What you do has to be precise. Okay. This was not a shot where the bullet ricocheted off the wall and then off the table and then hit him in the leg. This was a precise hit. This was a precise hit. Okay. Precise hit. That's something else that's important. Something else. If we look over here at Taurus, remember I told you all, we just saw it, the part of death for this event chart was Taurus. We can look at our buddy old pal Algol here. Now, Algol here is a fixed star. Algol is often called the demon star when there are aspects to Algol, or if you're looking at a chart, you figure Algol in, you kind of see that there may be danger. Okay. The attempted shooting, whether you believe the assassination attempt on Trump was real or not, whether you believe that or not, the demon star Algol played prominently in that chart. Go back to my video on it. Okay. Whether you believe it was contrived, whether you believe it was real, the astrology showed that there was danger that day. So if we look at our buddy old pal Algol here, the demon star, right? Most associated with the head, things happening to the head, right? Algol fits in prominently here. It works, right? Because he was shot in the throat and the part of death for this event chart It's Taurus. Kevin asked, did they use astrology to know what? I don't know. I don't know. Someone would have to have, like, I don't have his birth time. I don't have his birth time, so I cannot erect an accurate chart for him. I do have his basic 12 o'clock noon chart. It's not accurate because again, we don't have houses. We don't have a rising sign, right? It's the generic chart. This is why I say your birth time. If you want an accurate reading, you have to come with your exact birth time and location. Okay. So was it a strong? It could have been. It could have been. It absolutely could have been, Kevin. Absolutely could have. I mean, we don't have that information, but someone who's, it would be very easy for a friend, a family member to look that information up. You know, for example, his wife, I'm not saying his wife did it, but I am saying that, like I have access to my husband's personal information, right? His social security card, his birth certificate, and stuff like that. So, you have to either the information is going to be out there accurately on the internet, or, you have to get it from that person directly. Like with Beyonce's birth time wasn't known for the longest until she published it in her Cowboy Carter book. Her birth time was published. So then we were able to erect an accurate chart for Beyonce. We don't have his birth time. We don't have his accurate birth time, so we don't know. But it's absolutely possible. It's absolutely possible. Yeah, this is real interesting. Now I also find this interesting because per Nicola, the astrologer, and his degree theory, and I don't want to keep butchering his name. According to Nikola Stojanovich, okay, the astrologer who came up with astrological degree theory, according to him, 18 degrees, okay, and we can see this, we can see here in the event chart, the sun at 18 degrees, that is the degree of bad fortune or health issues. Why is this important? Because the sun was at 18 degrees of Virgo on this when this happened. The eclipses happen in what? The eclipses happen in the sign of Pisces and Virgo. The eclipses happen on this 11-5 axis. The eclipses happen on the 11-5 axis. Let me show you. Let me open up the charts. Okay. So let me open up, and I had to change the chart for occurring in Orem. So let me open this up. Let me open it up. And I have so many freaking charts here. Okay, I think it was September. Okay. Is this the right one? Yes. Okay. Chart 2. So we can absolutely see that for Orem, Utah, okay, we see it here, Orem, Utah, the lunar eclipse happened in the 5th house. The lunar eclipse on September 7th happened in the 5th house, but all this energy is flowing on the Pisces Virgo axis. Now this eclipse happened, okay, here, it was full moon eclipse. But yeah. Now I was looking at, like, Saturn is here. Saturn is retrograde back into Pisces. Okay, Saturn is retrograde. Thank you so much. Thank you. Saturn has retrograded back into Pisces. Okay, so this absolutely was energetically on this same axis as these eclipses. Absolutely on the same axis as these eclipses. It is very interesting. It is interesting. I mean, listen, it happened. We can't take it back. He's worm food, right? But I say that to say, examining events as they happen with astrology, it's absolutely helpful. You can absolutely see the ties. You can absolutely see the ties to things. Okay. You can absolutely see these ties. So let's look at the other eclipse. Let's look at, let me open up the eclipse for September 21st. Okay. So, let me do this. Let me change the chart. Let me edit this real quick let me just edit it for Orem, Utah, and make it 1:54 p.m. Okay. Let's just create a new chart. Okay. So we can absolutely see this is it's still here. This is it's the same energetic path. So it was a lot going on. It was absolutely a lot going on. Now, I was kind of looking at something else. So let me do this. Let me put his chart in here because I do have his chart. Again, it is not accurate because there is not a birth time. Okay. There is not a birth time, but so this is energetically Charlie Kirk's natal chart, right? Charlie Kirk's natal chart. And hold on one second. Hold on one second. Okay. I still got that. Okay. So this is his natal chart. The first thing we can look at his natal chart, we don't know what house this is. We don't know if Libra's his, if his sun is in the first house. We don't know what house it is. But we can see the ties to Libra, to Venus, and the throat issue, the throat work here, right? We can absolutely see this here. Okay. Now, again, I don't know what house this would be for Charlie Kirk, but if we were to put the eclipse chart, the lunar eclipse chart, and sit it right on top of, let me see, chart 2. If we were to take this and we sit it there, we could see something else. So remember, the event chart, Mars was in Libra. Notice this eclipse, the lunar eclipse that happened right before he was murdered. Mars, the malefic planet for the day of the shooting, is sitting right on top of his sun. Danger was brought to him, sitting right on top of his sun. Right on top of his sun. You literally cannot make this up. The planet that brought the dangerous shooting of Charlie Kirk on the day he was shot and killed was Mars. Configuring the solar eclipse chart on top of his natal chart, what we know so far, Mars is sitting right on top of his sun. Mars sitting right on top of his sun. Mm-hmm. CN1 says, yeah, I was just looking at this like, I know you fucking lying. Sitting right on top of his sun. Mm-hmm. I can change out the chart. Let me put the event chart recently used. Okay. So here it is. This is the Charlie when he got killed. That's the outer ring. Yeah, it's still sitting on top of his sun. Still sitting on top of his sun. Hey, Natasha. Oh, girl, no, you good. So yeah, this event chart, Mars, the malefic, is still sitting on top of his sun. His light was literally extinguished. His light was extinguished. Hmm. So, like I said, this is not me just, whatever. These are the times the events occurred. Right? These are the times that the events occurred. And this absolutely is, it's literally it's what has happened. It's what happened. What do you all think about this? Like, astrology is so interesting, and people are just like, oh, I just want great fortune, or stuff like that. Listen, it could be absolutely very literal. And we don't have his birth time. We don't have his birth time, so I can't tell you um again, like, his zodiacal releasings, or I can't look into um any of his other astrological information because I need an accurate birth time for him. We know he's born in Arlington Heights, Illinois. We know the date of his birth, but we don't have the time. So I can't look into any of that. But with this general information, yeah. Isis said this is fascinating. It is fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. Sweet Esther Silhouette says, too bad his birth time isn't available. Yeah, it's not. And listen, sometimes people, it really depends on the state and the county if they will let someone um purchase that information. But we don't have that. But this is just a general look. This is absolutely a general look. Absolute general look. So, I you literally can't make this up. You literally cannot make it up. So, another thing that I have seen conversations around, and again, I have just seen conversations, but the prominence that Venus played in this chart. Why did Venus play a prominence in his chart? Because Mars was in Libra, ruled by Venus, and he was killed by a shot to the throat. Taurus is the throat. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So Venus is absolutely energetically a factor in his chart. I've been seeing conversations where they were just like, have you noticed that, his widow, Erica, she they're putting on their tinfoil hats with conspiracy. And listen, I love a good conversation, but her ties to, allegedly there are ties to child trafficking. The group that she had, what was it, in Romania? People who were allegedly, child trafficked through her group. Uh huh. Hmm. Sleepy B said, Mara said, "Come on, that's enough out of you." Listen, it's wild. It's wild. It's absolutely wild. And again, I'm also thinking about the event chart of when he was shot. Mars was in Libra in the 12th house. That is hidden aspects, hidden enemies, secrets, hidden aspects, secrets, hidden enemies, unknown enemies. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Yes, she is. She's the new CEO of TPUSA. Now, that was her husband's group. I mean, it don't bother me. It ain't bother me because, I could care less. But she's ascending. She's ascending. I definitely get spiritual worker witchy vibes from her. That's just me. Natasha says she gives me dragon lady vibes. Uh-huh. She said, I heard she was his handler. I can absolutely see that. I can absolutely see that. That, you know, I can absolutely see that. Again, we just talking. We just talking. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You can choose your favorite social media platform and type in, Erica Kirk allegedly child trafficking. Allegedly. You can go type that in and you'll see but yeah, the different in Romania, yeah, Romania, where the tape bros is at. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Because I don't care what nobody say. That was a whole performance. That was a performance on Sunday. You can't convince me that was real. I don't care what no one says. You can't convince me that was real. That and then the funeral being on Sunday, the day of the solar eclipse. Who put that funeral together? I looked online. It said Turning Point USA put the memorial service together. That was a ritual. That was energy harvesting and absolutely pulling energy from that solar eclipse. Absolutely, it was. I watched it so you all didn't have to. And in a way, she was weirdly hugged up with Donald Trump at the end. That was weird. You're not about to hug up on me like that. Like, Sorry, I says, well, some people say that Groper Boy, with the ledge Glug Glug 3000 is a hidden enemy. Yeah, yeah. I think Taz, if I am not mistaken, I think Taz has presented some information along those lines, right? Okay, NF Groper Boy with the Glug Glug 3000. But yeah, she is absolutely the CEO of TPUSA now. I mean, it was her husband's organization, so it clicks for me. Like that's fine. Like if my husband had an organization and something happened to him, yeah, I would step in and take over or whatever. But yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, how you doing? Melish or Malish Marie podcast. How you doing, boo? Listen. All I'm gonna say is, all I can say is, it is what it is with him. Absolutely, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now um he was banned from the events, but I'm talking about as far as the alleged shooter. Listen, I didn't make it up. The actions of Mars in Libra, okay, at the fated 22 degrees of kill or be killed for the event that, the day that the shooting happened in the 12th house of enemies. I didn't make up the astrological houses. Okay, that is the house of hidden enemies, secret groups, spies, places where people are hidden away, like funeral homes, hospitals, psychiatries, psychiatric wards, mental institutions. That's all the 12th house. I ain't make them houses. That's what them houses are, baby, astrologically speaking. So, like I said, the conspiracy, the conversations online about who really did it, why this is a piss poor, this was an inside job, or this was maybe it was. I'm just presenting y'all the information. Glad you're doing good, girl. Glad you listen. Mm-hmm. Listen, I just, it's very. I'm just bringing y'all the information. I'm just bringing y'all the information. You make up your mind as to what you believe, what you don't believe. I just bring you the information. But the way that this has grown to something of this proportion this quickly. Now, looking at his chart, he was supposed to be someone with a platform. If you look at his natal chart, okay, if you look at his natal chart, he has the sun conjunct Jupiter in Libra. That is absolutely superstar power. And I think that's astrologically why some of this, became a whole thing and people around the world crying and all like that. But at the same time, some of this it's too astrologically on the nose. And listen, I know there are people who absolutely time things astrologically, right? I did when I created Eclectic Tarot years ago. I created Eclectic Tarot within a window of time to where Eclectic Tarot, doing readings and eventually branch down to YouTube, it will be something that will be long lasting, right? So I absolutely timed it astrologically. Okay. You can go back to my video on eclipses and the British monarchy, where there were kings dying or being born or being married within the span of a week to 2 weeks of either a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse. Okay. Or being buried within a week to 2 weeks of a lunar eclipse or solar eclipse. People absolutely do that. Heck, the Nick Brennan, who's the host of the Astrology podcast, he has a channel on YouTube. Nick Brennan, when he's doing his astrological videos, especially like when he's doing his monthly forecast, he finds um an astrologically good time to start those shows, to start recording those shows with his audience. Ronald Reagan, okay? Ronald Reagan, okay, one of the United States presidents, he had an astrologer, okay? Her name was Joan. I forget her last name, but she was from San Francisco. She was his astrologer. It was kept a secret, okay? But his wife, Nancy Reagan, oh, she had that astrologer casting them charts, baby. When would be the best time for him to make a speech? Make the speech at this time because your enemy is going to be weakened at this. People absolutely do it all the time. Just because a lot of, and I'm not accusing y'all. Some of y'all may not use the astrology. But baby, the astrology is being used out here every day. Every day. Every day. Right? Thank you so much, Isis. I appreciate you. You said you wondered if you'd be on a planet to see when things change. Yeah. Now, meanwhile, let me just remove Charlie Kirk's chart real quick. Now, meanwhile, we have a lot going on, right? Remember, I told you all. So Jupiter is in Cancer. Remember, I told you all 2025 was going to be an astrologically significant year because a lot of the outer planets, the big planets, the outer planets, they were, making some serious changes, right? We have Uranus in Gemini. Okay, Uranus is currently retrograde. That's what the red degree number means, retrograde. Uranus is currently retrograde, but Uranus is in Gemini for the first time in 84 years. Okay. Last time Uranus was in Gemini, World War II was happening. Before that, the last time Uranus was in Gemini was during the United States Civil War. Before that, the last time Uranus was in Gemini, the United States was going through the American Revolution, war separating itself from Great Britain, from England. Okay. Neptune is in Aries. Okay. Neptune has moved into Aries. Neptune has a longer, over 100-year orbit. So Neptune in Aries, this is the first time Neptune is in Aries that we are seeing in our lifetime since like the 1800s, since like the late 1800s. Okay. So these, and like I said, we have a talent triangle going on. Okay. So we have harmonious flowing aspects between the sudden, and here's something else about the chart from when Charlie Kirk got shot. Uranus is still in the 8th house. 8th house of what? 8th house of death, rebirth, and transformation. Uranus is trine Pluto. It is easier for revolution to start, for transformation to start, for deep energetic things to start. And Uranus is sextiling what? We have this conglomerate going on right here. We have Saturn and Neptune. these two are conjunct. This Saturn Neptune conjunction is where we're getting a lot of mass hysteria, religious psychosis. We don't know what's real and what's not real. Okay. And then these two are in a lovely sextile with Uranus. So we have this talent triangle with these heavy hitters, heavy hidden planets. We have this talent triangle that's going to be going on well into 2026, well into next year. I think by the time things start moving out of alignment, it's 2026, maybe 2027. I have to go back and check. But yeah, so this cray energy, okay, there is no coincidence that they're talking about the rapture right now when we have the planets of religious and spirituals, the planet of religious and spiritual psychosis, Neptune, with its watery, dark, murky ability to dissolve the boundaries of what's real and what's not real. Saturn, this is absolute. It is no coincidence they out here talking about the damn rapture and these two out here together in conjunction doing a cray shit. Hey, Sanders. So, you said I'm sick of the cray. Stay ignored. So, it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, no, who was it? Let me show y'all. Ronald Reagan. It was no, the astrologer that was Reagan's astrologer, brought in by Nancy Reagan. That was Joan Quigley. Okay, and Joan Quigley, she passed in October of 2014. But she was yeah. It was that's who it was. It was Joan Quigley of San Francisco. She was Nancy Reagan's astrologer. Nancy Reagan was standing by her man. Okay, her man was president of the United States. I'm not gonna. I probably would have did the same thing. If my husband was going to be in a prominent position, you better believe I'm pulling out them cards. I'm pulling out my spell bottles, and I'm pulling out the astrology to make sure that my man is going to be safe, protected, elevated, using all of the spiritual tools, baby. And I'm not even mad at Reagan's wife for doing the same thing. I would have did the same thing if mine was husband, if mine was president. So, but her name was Joan Quigley. So, yeah. I mean, listen, it's a lot going on, and I need for you all to understand that we have Pluto absolutely here we have Pluto in Aquarius, we have Uranus. Listen, everything that's happening now is to tear down the parts of society that needs to go. Okay. But in order for things to be torn down, there has to be some hectic, destructive energy. That's the only way that you tear something down for something new. Something has to end and change for something new to begin. So we are seeing societal changes that really haven't been seen in a while, like major societal changes that haven't been seen in a while. The difference is now, even though some of this energy is repeating from centuries ago, from 84 years ago, even though some of this energy is repeating because everything is a cycle, right? It just depends on were you alive for it or not. The difference now is that our life is different from, say, during World War II. The technology that we have now, the way we're able to interact with each other now instantly with social media and everything like that, is completely different, right? These are just repeating energies. Astrology is nothing but history and seeing what the planets were doing and identifying these repeating patterns. That's all it is. Okay. Yeah, the crazies are annoying. She said, girl, I'll be looking with my mouth open, like, what the hell is going on? I keep going in and out my door, making sure, is this where I'm supposed to be? Yeah, I get it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is energy that repeats itself. And one of my as an astrologer, looking back at times, when Neptune was in Aries, one of my you don't really know which way it's going to go. You will see major themes when a planet repeats a cycle. You'll see major themes, but the themes will be slightly different because the time periods change, right? But I was talking to another astrologer, I want to say earlier this year, and we were just like, we were concerned about Neptune and Aries because there comes a point where is it going to be religious psychosis? Is it going to be the mass push towards Christianity, or is it going to be the move away from spiritual practices like tarot, astrology, things like that? Or will there be because Neptune, like a lot of people were saying, they had their spiritual awakenings when, 2010, 2011, 2012, stuff like that, 2013. That's because Neptune was in Pisces. So you had the planet of dreams, the planet of illusions, the planet of ideas, the planet of idealism, the planet of Delulu, the planet of floating off an imaginary world in the sign of Pisces, where things are not real, the realm of the unseen. So this is why there was a lot of, new age practices picked back up. We ended up getting like the reboot of Charmed. We had all the, the big like tarot reading and stuff like that became like a huge thing on YouTube. And then, Instagram and TikTok brought the stuff in, and then it just started getting into, and then we also had the concepts of, oh, don't say that, you're going to hurt someone's feelings. Oh, we have to let everyone live. We can't condemn people for what they do because that's not right. As well as and I'm going to say this without being offensive, as well as the rise of the push of transgender ideologies, right? Becoming mainstream. And you can't say that because that's offensive to people. And like all these things during the time Neptune was in Pisces. Now Neptune is not in Pisces. Neptune has moved into Aries, and we just like, listen, we've been letting too much shit slide for the longest. We got to cut this shit out. You see conversations online like, remember when people used to say things and it didn't hurt your feelings? And now the whole Christian nationalism push. But one of the things that people are kind of not worried about, but it's a conversation, is there a potential for like the witch hunts to start? Okay. So understanding that generational things that can shape a generation, things that can take hold over a decade or more period of time. These are a lot of these outer planets. And as things change, as we are here, we have to see how things are changing. Okay. Absolutely psychosis. Yeah, the things can happen in different groups, but and I am compiling my research to show you all how certain movements, okay, how certain movements, just like the same thing with when we looked at when we looked at Dusty Umar Hoodfoot Johnson's chart, he has some placements that's cult leader. He has some cult leader placements. Okay. So when there was like the cults coming up in like the 60s and 70s, that absolutely corresponds to astrological events. Astrology is just history and seeing what the planet's doing. Okay. Hey boo. So you can listen at work. Yeah, so it's just this is astrology is a look through history and seeing the correspondent planetary movements, but you will see the cycles, you'll see how things repeat. Okay. You'll see how things repeat. Oh, thank you so much, Sexy RN, for that donation. I appreciate you. Sexy RN says there's a teacher in Oklahoma that received 2 Bibles at school. The back of the Bible had the Constitution, but eliminated the amendments past the 11th Amendment. It eliminated mention of slavery. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're gonna do what they're gonna do, right? But there are absolutely correlations between societal level things happening and changing and astrological events. Absolutely, there is. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, but that's all I wanted to share with you all today. Somebody asked about Erica Kirk's chart. I do not have her chart. But I will look into it. I will look into it. But because I want to look into her chart for myself because that was an absolute I don't care what no one says. That was an absolute eh, listen, baby. She need an Emmy, she need a Golden Globe. She needs an Academy Award because that was some acting right there. That was some acting. Okay, that was some acting. Okay, she is absolutely using the energetics of this for whatever it is that she got planning on doing. She absolutely is. So, yeah, and then she said something that was just like, I'm remembering back to what she say, 13 years ago. I didn't even know my husband then. So how are you remembering back? If you didn't even know the man, how are you remembering back to a time when you didn't even know the man and you weren't even in communication or proximity to him? Like I heard her say that and I'm just like, this is weird. This is weird. That's just like me saying like I'm remembering back to a time when my husband was 10 years old. I did not meet my husband until he was 21. So I don't know shit about him being 10 years old except for what he tells me, what his mom may tell me or you can't remember back to a time when you ain't even you weren't there. You weren't there. Oh yeah, she absolutely said it. Go. It's between like 15 and 25 minutes long. Go listen to what she said. She said she was remembering back to when he was such and such time, such and such age. I promise you, I am not lying. I don't lie to y'all. Um, she said she was remembering back to a time when her husband was such and such age. I was like, okay, okay, girl, girl. That sounds like that's some magical time stepping to me because you can't. There's unless you just reaching back spiritually, unless looking back in time spiritually. But like I said, that event being on Sunday, the same day as the solar eclipse. Yeah, okay. Okay, ma'am. Sure. But I don't believe you. And then she was all huggy all up with your president. I was just like, yeah, okay. It was too I don't see like I can't imagine, like if you are someone and you absolutely love your spouse the way that you claim, the way that you say, like there is no way I could have been up there doing some shit like that for my husband. Like when my dad died, my stepmom was a fucking wreck, as you would expect. She was a wreck. She couldn't do nothing. We couldn't get her to eat. She was losing weight. She wasn't sleeping. She couldn't think. She couldn't. It was stressing out her Alzheimer's. Like my stepsister and I, like we literally just took care of everything because my stepmom, she couldn't do it. Like she couldn't function. Kirk? Oh yeah, baby. Yeah. If you've ever been married and you truly, 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 truly love, deeply love, respect, admire your spouse and they die, whether it's you know, you gonna be a fucking wreck. You gonna be a mess. You gonna have the biggest snot bubbles. I don't care what no one says. That's what it's going. You gonna be red. Your eyes gonna be bloodshot. And she was up there like nothing happened. Now listen, everyone grieves differently, but I know bullshit when I see it. I know bullshit when I see it. Right. I know bullshit when I see it. Hmm. Oh, girl, yes, girl. She was hugged. Let me see if I can find the clip real quick, and then I'm gonna get out of here. So let me find the clip real quick, because what people not gonna do is, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. We're gonna go to it. We're gonna go to it. We are absolutely gonna go to it. Let me go to We're gonna absolutely go to it. No, wait, I need a. And they're still like replaying this like that. Okay, let me go here. Let me mute. We're gonna go to the end. We're gonna go to the end. I'm gonna pull it in so y'all can see. Let me pull in that crazy shit she was saying. Okay, let me bring it in. I'm about to bring it in right now. Nope. Share screen. Window. Okay. We're gonna go here. I'm gonna share it with y'all because y'all need to see what I'm talking about. Like I'm mm, mm, okay. So let me find it. Let me try and play. Let me put the closed caption up here so we can find it. We're gonna look together. Okay, it's somewhere in here somewhere. I don't know the exact. So we're gonna have to.
Trying to revive the American family was aimed directly at those who aren't married.
This was.
First Amendment protects our right to do.
Where does
10
she
times
say?
greater through the power of his memory. Was aimed directly at and protect faith with at my husband's murdered body.
Girl.
Force 2.
Okay, Air Force 2.
I can again and someone once asked me how Charlie and I, your wife is not your employee.
Oh, she made him mad with this part right here.
Your wife is not your slave. She is your helper. No purpose, no faith. And we will he did know what he was doing.
Let me see if this is it.
He knew exactly what he was doing. He was going to change the world, and he did. Charlie's life was a turning point for this country.
I think it was maybe right here when she said it.
And we will continue.
But she said that shit. She said she was remembering back to when he was. Bear with me. Bear with me. I'm trying to find it.
Do not take that lightly, Charlie.
But let's get to the end. Let's you see her hugging up with him.
Who were opposed to possible. Now losers, by the way. Charlie Wilson.
But yeah, just wait for it. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Look at this idiot. Look. Listen, y'all. I ain't gonna be all hugged up and shit like that. I ain't gonna be hugged up. Yeah, this it was a whole fucking ritual. This was a whole ritual. It exactly. Listen, like I said, they ain't gonna be playing in my face. They ain't gonna be playing in my face. So they ain't gonna be playing in my face. So, yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. Listen, she was fried and died. She was fried and died. Yeah, Sleepy B said I could barely get myself together when my fiance was in the hospital for 2 weeks and we weren't even engaged. Yeah. Sorry, I said he believes she shouldn't even have a position like that. If he behaved the way he preached at home, she just might. Yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, is there a realm in which, like, yeah, I got rid of this motherfucker. Like, so I mean, well, Charlie Kirk got his. Charlie Kirk absolutely got his. So he got his. That his karma. The rest of them, I don't know. Yeah, worm food got his. He definitely got his. He absolutely got his. He absolutely got his. And listen, all I'm gonna say is, yeah, he doesn't have any like he doesn't have like what Trump has. Like Trump absolutely has, Regulus at his ascendant. So Trump is literally energetically, he's been spiritually protected for so long. Charlie Kirk, nope. Charlie Kirk was not. He was not protected. So, but yeah, everybody. So that was the events. That was the energetic events of what happened to Charlie Kirk on the day he was killed. That was the astrology of it. Absolutely, like I said, sometimes astrology is absolutely literal. Sometimes it is absolutely literal. But, it just panned out that way. It absolutely panned out that way. So, listen, I don't know if the truth will ever come out about it because the person that Q is, understands that sometimes there are, false flag events happen all the time. The United States is the United States understands false flag events and how certain events are catalysts and triggers for, those in political power to push an agenda or, push some type of action, right? We've engaged them in them as a country, right? So I don't put nothing past, quote unquote, this country. So I say that to say, it's absolutely possible that this was a false flag event. Definitely was an energy harvesting event. It definitely was energy harvesting, but seeing, I mean, seeing, so, a lot of us know that the United States is the United States, but seeing other people just now figuring out that the United States is the United States is pretty interesting. So, listen, like I said, this absolutely was an energetic energy siphoning event. This was energy siphoning, energy harvesting. And because it coincided with the solar eclipse and a few days after the lunar eclipse, like this is, I really think, I was talking to Starry Eyed and I told her, like, I think this is like a watershed moment for whatever is coming next for the United States. But that's just my little spiritual opinion. So listen, as long as you have someone's birthday, their location and their time, you can absolutely make charts, look at things, and plan things for them. You absolutely can. Right? You absolutely can. So, but like I said, we just have a lot going on with we have a lot going on astrologically in here, and the things that it's just coinciding. It's just coinciding with with what's happening. And this was happening on the public house axis for the United States. The Charlie Kirk situation happened in the 10th house and 4th house axis of the United States. So things that are foundational as well as things that are public. And I have absolutely been seeing people from around the world talking about, oh my God, he shouldn't have got killed like this. Dude was a podcaster. This was not a prime minister. This was not a king or a queen. So understand the energetics behind this. Dude was a podcaster. He was not a king. He was not a prime minister. He was not vice president. He was not president. He was not a senator. He was not a governor. But this has been a deeply, deeply energetic event for a podcaster. So understand the deep energetics with this. That's why I say I think this is a watershed moment for the United States. I mean, what they say, never let a tragedy go to waste. The puppet masters and the people that be, they say never let a tragedy go to waste. So, but anywho, y'all, I'm gonna get out of here. I love y'all very, very much. Like and subscribe. And I'm gonna see y'all on the flip side. If you have any Delulu rapture videos that you have seen on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, send them to me because I think we need to review the Delulu of the rapture. We need to review the Delulu of the rapture. So send me those videos. Okay. And we'll end up having a good kiki with some of that. So I love y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much to everyone that super chat, join members, reestablish their membership. If you just subscribed, shout out to all of my lovely clients. I love y'all. Shout out to my day ones, day twos, day threes. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all around these internet streets. I'm gonna try to come back to y'all tomorrow with something. So we just may review the Delulu tomorrow, but y'all got to send me some good clips, okay? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. See y'all on the flip side.